Yeah, you read that right. That clock says AM, not PM. It's time to get the plane.
All right.
Well, 2 hours later, we are through security. Queuing, it's the thing that takes the time. Heathrow has they're trialling, a new security procedure where you don't have to unpack your bag. I didn't have to take anything out. No lenses, no cameras, iPads, nothing. The only thing that got pulled was one of our battery banks, and that's because it had solar panels on it. So, pro tip, when you're travelling, don't go with your solar powered charger. Well, it's 6 o'clock. Our flight is at 7:30, and we don't get to find out our gate for another 45 minutes. So, time to have breakfast and shoot a time lapse. Well, good news, we absolutely nailed our gate that we've been sat at for 45 minutes and it just got announced, so yay! We arrived at Frankfurt, headed to our gate, and then discovered there was a thunderstorm. For our flight out, thanks to a not so lovely little goblin with little man syndrome, our flight had us taking a longer route. We set off out of Germany through Austria, Croatia, Serbia and Bulgaria before skirting the edge of the Black Sea. Then over the northern tip of Turkey and over Armenia and Azerbaijan, crossing into Kazakhstan. At some point during all of this, we were then fed our first meal of the flight, which was beef stew, parsley and mashed potatoes, noodles, fruit, and some bread. And of course, I wouldn't be a British person on holiday without consuming beer throughout the entire flight. After the enforced rest period, where they turn all the lights off and make you go to sleep, we were then served breakfast, which was scrambled egg, bacon, potato, some fruit, yoghurt, and a wafery thing. Next was over most of China before a hard right hand over Beijing and then ducking down the bit of Korea that you don't want to visit. Final approach for Japan had us coming in over Toyama and Nagano, and if it was clear, we could have seen Mount Fuji for the first time. However, it was cloudy, raining, and the first bit we saw of Japan was the airport. Yes, it has genuinely been many hours, but as you can see, we're not in an airport, we're not in an aeroplane anymore, because we are in Tokyo Station. We are here, we finally made it, we got through security, and we are now just waiting for our bullet train down to Osaka. The chaos of getting through the airport. Quarantine was brilliant. Everything was fine until we queued for the JR pass for an hour. So bear that in mind if you're coming and you're getting... announcements.
Via Kyoto, non-reserved seats are available in cars number 1 through 3. This train will stop at Shinagawa, Shin-Yokohama, Nagoya, Kyoto, and Shin-Osaka.
I mean, that's our train. So anyway, yes, it took us an hour to get our JR passes. So if you are coming to Tokyo, bear that in mind with your plans for the day, because ours have now significantly changed with what we were going to be doing.
And yes, we also got delayed from Frankfurt because that was also a fun flight of being sat in the exact centre of the plane. Lauren a row ahead of me a row behind, for 13 hours with screaming babies, turbulence, you name it, it happened. It was a fun plane ride. It wasn't a fun plane ride. And now we wait 4-hour Shinkansen.
And then, as if by train scheduling magic, it arrived.
Okay, the 9-year-old train nerd in me is having such a meltdown right now, I cannot put it into words.
Our train to Osaka was the Tokaido Sanyu Shinkansen N700S, consisting of 16 carriages with a whopping maximum speed of 177 miles per hour, which for you metric folk is 284 kilometers per hour, with our train making the 515 kilometer trip from Tokyo to Osaka in only 2 hours and 52 minutes.
No, we can't use that.
So suck on that, Network Rail. Our JR Pass had us riding in the green car, which is the equivalent of first class for your non-Japanese trains. We'd booked our seat on the right side of the car, as this would be the side that would see Mount Fuji on our trip to Osaka, were it not raining. Once we were settled into our seats and gotten over the frankly staggering acceleration that this train has, we enjoyed our Ekiben bentos, relaxed into the ride to Osaka, which is where our next episode will pick up. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you in the next one.